The next thing that we're going to do is look at our frequency table. So we're on the same page. We're on the same page as we just were on. We found the sums and the averages. You should have them for all of the things that I have highlighted here. So you should have all of that filled out by now. If not, go back to the last video. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to get rid of that. We are going to look at a frequency table. So it tells us how many times did a player, so for instance, where my box is highlighted, we're looking at player 1, which is LeBron. If you want to go through and fill out your players' names, feel free. And so how many times did LeBron score less than or equal to 5 points in a game? Instead of having to go through all of these and actually search to find how many times, we are going to use a formula. And so this formula, you do equals and then count if parenthesis. And now we're going to go over to LeBron and we're going to highlight his points because we're looking at points for this one. I'm not going to hit enter. I'm going to go up here and I am going to do a comma. And then I am going to put a quotation mark. And I'm going to do the less than equals 5, a quotation mark. And then I'm going to put a parenthesis. And I hit enter. And you'll see it put a 0 here for me. And so, I mean, you can look pretty quickly and see that LeBron didn't score anything besides double digits. But we're going to do this for all the players. So count equals count if parenthesis, highlight, quotation, comma, quotation, and then less than equals 5, quotation, parentheses. So I will actually write the formula up here for you. So equals count if parentheses, and it's actually not going to work. Just kidding, I can't write that. I'll write it on your Schoology for you. It's going to try and calculate something if I type it in the spreadsheet. So I'm not going to do any more for the top one. Now for this one, we are looking at player 1 again. How many times or how many games did each player have the amount of assists needed for each range? You'll notice there's already numbers filled in. That's because I already, if you look up here, I already actually filled the stuff out for you. You are just doing one column. That's all I'm asking. And so you are going to do equals count if parenthesis. This time you're going to go and highlight the assists for that player. Then we're going to go up here to our f of x bar. We're going to click and we're going to put a comma, quotations, less than, equal to, and this time you'll notice over here we have a 1. And so we're going to put less than or equal to 1 because we're looking at how many times did they have less than or equal to 1 assist in a game. Quotations, parentheses, enter. So LeBron also had 0 assists less than or equal to 1. Here's the thing, I'm counting points based on if you are using the correct formulas. So if you're not using the formulas, you're going to get points taken off. So you're going to have to type in these formulas. Do not just count. So same thing, because it's less than or equal to 0, or less than or equal to 1 on this one, we're going to do the exact same formula. So equals count if parentheses. Now we're looking at rebounds. And then go up to this f of x bar, comma, quotations, less than, equal to 1, quotations, parentheses. So I'll leave that up there for a second, so maybe you can write that down on a piece of paper. And then we hit enter. So LeBron also did not have any rebounds less than or equal to 1 per game. And so the whole reason we're looking at this is we're going to go over to these graphs, and once they graph it, we'll be able to see which player had the most points in each section, which player had the most rebounds in each section. Those are listed here. And then which player had the most rebounds. Sorry, I think I said rebounds last time. Anyway, assists and rebounds per section. And so you are going to fill out the rest of it. So I'm only asking you to do 6 more. You will need to put in the formula for LeBron. But like I said, I'll write down the formula and I'll put that on Schoology for you. All right, so once you do that, the next thing that you're going to be asked to do is go to the project questions that's located down here where my mouse is. You are going to click on project questions. And then you'll see project questions showed up. And so you are going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3 after the end of the day. So we're going to go to, and you know what, I'll even highlight those for you guys so that way you know these are the ones that you need to do today. And those 3 questions need to be answered. We cannot answer question 4 or 5 yet because we haven't figured that stuff out yet. And so answer questions 1, 2, and 3, and then you're all done for today. Whatever's not finished in the time frame just needs to be done before your next class because I will be taking points for whether or not this stuff is completed. So not only are you getting a final grade, that's an 80% grade for this, but you are also going to get homework grades. And so I will be checking for completion whether or not these are all done. So the 3 highlighted need to be done. And then our player overview section will be completed at the end by the end of today, as well as our intro questions. All right, go ahead and start your own.